Alright, so welcome back to another episode of Football Chattings. Today is the official day of Jamaica versus Curaçao. The match is going to be played at 6 p.m. Jamaica time at Curaçao. And friends and foremost, before we jump into the video, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, comment the feedback, and also subscribe to the channel. And the next thing, I'm not a football analyst, I'm not a football journalist or anything. I'm just a big fan of football. So we decided to create a football channel so nobody say, oh, bro, the opinion didn't make sense. You get me? I say, exactly, it's an opinion. Everybody have different opinion. Anyways, what to expect against Curaçao versus Jamaica? You get me? I say, alright, so we'll talk about Curaçao first. Curaçao, the only advantage Curaçao have is a home advantage. I honestly don't see any more advantage. You get me? I say, and they probably have the same hunger that we have to go to the World Cup. You get me? So they need a win to basically clear that debate if they're going to be qualifying for the World Cup. And I think this is the match that is going to prove that, because two of the teams are currently at the top. Jamaica at 6 points, QSO on 4 points. And I think if Jamaica approach this match as if this is our last match, I think we're going to win it. The fact that Jamaica is literally cruising at the top of the group, I hope that don't make them complacent. I hope that don't make them feel comfortable to say, alright, we're at the top already, we just need a win or a draw. You get me? But this thing them need to just focus and say, alright, this match can literally determine whether or not we'll go to the World Cup. So we need to play it, and we need to not be comfortable, because at the end of the day, we have performed good thus far. You get me? And honestly think, as much as we have called a couple more new players, not really new players, but one and two new players, but most of them are returning players. I honestly think the team that we start off with, that team can get the job done, because they have been performing good enough. And I'm not saying any other players that added to the lineup won't be performing good, but based on my recent view of the matches, like the Bermuda match and the Trinidad and Tobago match, the starting team like Palmer would definitely need Cephas on the left wing. We definitely need Aiden in middle. We need Lowe and King in the centre back, and we also need Dexter on the right, and we also need Gregory Lee on the left. You get me? I say, plus our number one keeper is final back Andre Blake. You get me? I say, so that is like a plus for us. But as I said before, the starting squad that we used before has been doing the job. Bailey in the center. He's definitely doing a good job. The first time I saw him, I was like, "Where's Nicholson?" You get me? So why isn't Nicholson starting? But I'm not saying Bale is a better player or a more experienced player, because he's definitely not over Shamar Nicholson, because Shamar Nicholson is one of the senior players. But Bailey has been performing good. He has been getting into those attacking positions to score. You get me? And I honestly think once a player is on form, he should just start. You get me? Without a doubt. But Bailey is one of my best players in the Jamaican national team. And as I said before, I believe football is about competitive. You get me? Because if the coach see that a player is on form, he's definitely going to start. You get me? Without a doubt. And I think that's the nature of why Bailey is starting. You get me? And in both of his match, he has been taking couple shots at well on talk. He's also scored in his last match, and he's also taking multiple shots on target. I think in the last match against Trinidad and Tobago, he take 2 shots on target and 2 shots on target. Also in Bermuda match, you get me? I said, so he's very effective on the ball. He's making a lot of, well, he's moving into a lot of attacking positions. So I'm assuming that's why coach basically gonna start him. You get me? I say, alright, so Damian Lowe and King in the centre back position. I know Pinnock is back, and I say Pinnock is a good player. He's a very experienced player, especially in the Premier League. But to be honest, Pinnock hasn't been reaching to the level that he is. You get me? I say he's a very good player, and I honestly think that he's not playing at what would I say, at the expectation that we expect him to play at. You know, he's a good centre back, but nonetheless, Damian Lowe and King has been performing tremendous. You get me? I say we have backup like Mason Oldgate also. You get me? But Ethan Pinnock, I doubt that Ethan Pinnock's not going to start for them. I think we're going to start with Damian Lowe and King, because King, although a couple times King get chop out them close, you get me, I say, and a couple times Lowe make a couple bad runs and a couple bad passes, but without a doubt, those two has been our starting centre backs for the World Cup qualifiers, and then basically I perform good. So I honestly hope the coach can stick with those two, and also Dexter on the right, because Dexter has been performing good, making couple good runs, collecting couple yellow cards. You get me as a, but I think that is the thing about Jamaica. I think we need to at least play aggressive, but not to the point where we get a card. You get me as a, because we have seen it plenty of times, especially in Trinidad and Tobago match with Casey Palmer getting an early yellow and also Aiden. You get me? But you get me, so we need to play more aggressive but careful. You get me? So because I know you can play aggressive but not to the point of getting a card. This is a very important match, and to get a yellow card in such an early stage, that can literally cost us the game. So as much as we want to play good, we want to play aggressive but careful. You get me? Also? And Cephas now. So we'll talk about on the left wing. So Cephas has been making runs. Has been making chance. Cephas has been getting penalty, and so forth. As much as Dujon Whisper is in the squad, Demar Gray was one of those players I've always seen fit to play on the wing. He have pace. He also created chances whenever he's playing for Jamaica. Other like Liam Bailey on the right. Demar Gray is really efficient in the squad. He's a good player. I think he would have honestly made a good comeback for the Jamaica squad. But injury is something that we cannot run from as football players. I think injury is probably one of the biggest downfall of being an athlete. And bro, and it's not like something that you can say, "Oh, come today, come tomorrow." Injury show up whenever. You get me? I say injury show up whenever. So I'm kinda saddened that he's not in the squad. But just one of those things. You get me? Also, just one of those things. But as I said, Damian Gray would definitely make a big difference on the left, and I think Dixon should start. If Dixon don't start, at least give him more game time. Dixon is a very young player. He's a very good player also. He's not much. He's not big, and I'm not saying he don't have a lot of experience in the international field, but he's getting there. Get me say he's getting there. You know, he's basically a substitute for Campbell, Tyrese Campbell, and also Cephas on the left. So basically, he can play on the right and on the left. You get me? But Dixie is a very good aspect. That's a lot of young players. If we give them the exposure, give them the experience, and also give them a lot of game times. But Dixie has been coming on. I think for the last match he came on. When he came on, come on before 60 minutes. I think, yeah, for Tyrese Campbell, and he has been making a lot of difference. I think with Dixie has been making a big impact on the squad. And I honestly think if he's not starting, he should at least come on a little bit over the second half. You get me? As a brilliant player. He have pace, he have run. He's always in spaces that he can make changes or a chance. You get me? I say. So I think Dixie should definitely be a part of the squad. All right. So as I said before, my starting lineup for Curaçao should definitely be Andre Blake in the goal. If he's fully fit to start, I think Andre Blake should be in the goal if he's fully ready to start. Jamal Away has been doing a tremendous job without a doubt. You get me? I have to give him his applaud, because in the last two World Cup qualifiers match he haven't conceded any goals. I think two saves he make for the Trinidad and Tobago match, and he also make three saves for the Bermuda match. So you get me? I say him definitely a put in the work, and to have two clean sheets in two match, that's a brilliant gameplay. But the captain, without a doubt, captain is back, and Andre Blake should definitely start if he's 100% fit. All right, so for the defenders, All right, as I said before, Dexter on the right. Dexter has been making a lot of good runs. King in the middle, and also Damian Lowe. Although as I said before, King has been getting chopped out of his clothes. No one then. But which defender hasn't get shift? They get me. But King has been making a run. He has been making good tackles. He has been making good defense. So I think King should start as well. I think Damian Lowe, without a doubt, my number one of my best players on the team. For his leadership, his experience on the field. So I think Damian Lowe should definitely be in the center without a doubt. On the left now, Greg Lee can be on the left. He has also been making good runs and also making good stops as well. Although he has been one of the persons that always get chopped out of his clothes as well. But as I said before, which defender um doesn't get chopped out of the clothes? All right, so I'm honestly don't know what will be the formation, if it's a 4-1-4-1, 4-1-4-1 formation, or it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation. But for now, we're going to think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation. So for in the defense, I honestly think we need back Aiden. We need back Aiden. He has been collecting cards, but we need him nonetheless. As I say, we should just stick to the squad that has been performing well, and then probably in the second half we can make some subs and put on back the new players. So based on the formation, in the center defensive mid, we can play Aiden and also Russell. Start back Aiden and Russell. I think they make a good combination in the center mid position. And for the center attacking mid, definitely put back on Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer wasn't in a good form in the Trinidad match. He's always making runs, but definitely in Bermuda match, he has proven why he should be a starting player by scoring and also creating chances, making successful dribbles and also successful passes. I think Palmer should be in the center attacking mid without a doubt. On the left, we basically have a couple options on the left. We have Bobby Reed can start on the left. Bobby Reed has been one of those players that has experience as well. Let me say in the Premier League level. So I think he can also be one of those persons that make a difference on the left, but he can also play in the middle where Casey Palmer is. So it's vice versa. I think whether or not Bobby Reed start, he can make an impact on the team. So I honestly think let me say Dixon. I honestly think Dixon. No, we have a couple options on the left like Bobby Reed that can also play in the center attacking mid, and we also have Cephas. We also have Tyrese Campbell. We also have Dixon. But I think we should start with Dixon. Reason being, Dixon has been starting for last two World Cup qualifiers match. He has been tremendous. He has been making successful dribbles. He has been making successful passes and also crosses, and also he's very, very effective and dangerous in the box. You get me, I say? So I honestly think we should definitely start with Cephas. And Bobby Reed can probably be the substitute in the second half, or Dixon. So on the right now, Tyrese Campbell has been starting on the right. He has been making chances. He has been making runs. Most of them are not successful. Most of the dribbles weren't successful. But without a doubt, he has been getting the job done. You know. But I think Dixon should be the one that should start. You get me? I say he's young. He might not have a lot of experience like Campbell might have, but Dixon have proven to us that he can make a difference in the squad. He can make a difference in the squad. By making good successful passes, good successful dribbles, and good runs. So I think Dixon should be the start in the starting lineup. That's my honest opinion. And for the attack, forward, center forward, um, I would definitely go back with Liam Bailey. you know, because Bailey has been making a well, Bailey has been starting. He has been making shots on target. He has been being making himself available in the right attacking position to score. Although as I said before, my two of my biggest players on the squad is Shamar Nicholson and Demari Gray, was Damian Lowe. Those are my best players on the Jamaica squad. And to be honest, I think Leon should start. Because as I say, he has been performing good, and I think once a player has been performing at a good standard, even if they're not scoring, once they're performing good and making chances and being in the right positions for um to score or to assist, I think they should start. You get me? I say my only downfall with players starting is the coach don't know when to take them off. You get me? I say because if Bailey do start and he's not performing, at least in the second half, it's all right. 60 minutes has passed. Give Shamar Nicholson a chance because, bro, Shamar Nicholson is not like Shamar Nicholson is a young player in terms of he's not like this is his first call up. He's 28. He's a very experienced player in the Jamaican national team. You know, I think you shouldn't hesitate to put on Shamar Nixon once Bailey is not playing up to standard. You get me? I say, and I think that's my only setback with the coach. He's always um waiting to put on the experienced players. You get me? So if you don't start Shamar Nicholson, at least put him on at a respectful time where he can make a change or make some sort of um difference to the game. You get me? So, but that in my lineup for Jamaica versus Curaçao, and I honestly think that Jamaica is going to win this match once Jamaica believe in themselves and once they played as if they need it. You get me? I say because most of the time Jamaica has get comfortable at the position that they are, and the fact that they are currently leading the table, they are very comfortable. Any side would have been comfortable, but they still have to be hunger. They still have to have that hunger to win. And once they have that hunger, I think they're going to win the match. They're going to go to World Cup and make history at the World Cup. You get me? I say because when they reach the World Cup, that's a different set of ball game.